I've been fighting procrastination for over 2 years, and I'm going to show you how I actually first started to fight it and how you can as well. So I remember I would try to do something, try to set a big goal, but then I would never attain it. I would never reach it. I would never actually strive towards it. And it's because at the start, honestly, a big goal is really nice, but you can't really hope on just the goal to help you. Right, you can't rely on it, and I tried to do it, but it just didn't work. And so, honestly, what really helped me was trying to do something, not attain my goal, but just doing something to reach my goal eventually, just taking one small step forward. And so, in practice, what this ended up happening was instead of setting a big thing like reading a whole book, I would genuinely tell myself that I would just read a paragraph or even scratch that, I would just read a sentence. Because honestly, I didn't really like reading at first, especially at the beginning. It was kind of hard for me. And I only got through that because I just said to myself that I would do something. And so I eventually did end up reading the whole book, but I only got there because I just said I would do something. And so I just said that I would read one sentence, and I would read one sentence, and then, while I was sitting there, I was just thinking to myself that, I'm already in the mood, I've already set up everything, I might as well just keep reading. And so it's kind of a sneaky way to trick yourself where you say you'll just do something, like one little bit, but when you're actually in there, it's like you already started, so you might as well just keep going. It's really just like momentum. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill. It needs a push at the beginning, and you're that push, right? And saying to yourself that I'm gonna push it to make as big of a snowball as I can, that's really overwhelming. But then the moment you say, I'm just gonna push the snowball just barely, and it slowly starts rolling, but it's at least got that forward momentum. And because you started, you might as well just keep going, and the snowball will keep going, going, and going, and going. And that's really what you want. And so, how you can use this in your life, set a big goal, right? It's obviously great to have a big goal, but say to yourself that you'll actually just do one little bit, right? So imagine that you need to start going to the gym, but you really don't want to. You've literally never worked out before in your life. Imagine to yourself that instead of saying you're gonna go work out because you've never done it before, imagine you said to yourself that I'm just gonna drive to the gym and be there for a minute or two. Not joking. Like imagine you drive all the way there. You're just gonna say I'm gonna work out for 5 minutes. Like I'm just gonna pick up a weight and put it down for 5 minutes. That's it. By the time you're there. Why would you just continue doing it? Right? Like you see the logic in this is that you're almost trying to trick yourself into thinking that it's easier than it really is. But it's like once you start, you're in that mode where you're just doing that little bit. It's like you realize that it actually is that easy, and so you just keep going. And hell, even if you don't want to do it, so you do the 5 minutes and then you decide that you really don't want to do it, you'll just go home. Great, because it doesn't matter. Even if you just go home after the 5 minutes, it's still like you're making a habit for yourself. So even if you have a habit of only going to the gym for 5 minutes every single day, that's amazing progress. You're consistent at going to the gym. At that point, all you need to do is just increase the amount of time you're going for. So really, this practice, this exercise, is really just trying to get you consistent. This isn't trying to get your goal, not yet. You're trying to get consistent. And once you can get consistent at actually stopping procrastination, then that's when you go for the big goal. That's when you strive, and that's when you do all these exercises. But really, it all starts from just doing the littlest bit that you can do. And as long as you're doing something, you're not doing nothing. And if you're doing nothing, you're failing. If you do even do the littlest bit that you can do, you're not failing. You're just on the way there. Just do something.